we're going to do a chaos experiment today. I am here with Ashley Hufford and Reinking, and we are going to predict the 2024 Tony Awards.
If I get even like 10% of these right, I will be impressed.
In my head, I was just like, yes, it's closing.
Vivi Jolie, thank you. And then suddenly the entire stage is just swarmed in water.
This is a hot take, and people won't agree with me, and it doesn't matter. Hi, friends. How's it going?
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to do a chaos experiment today. As of the date of this recording, it is January 5th, 2024, and I have enlisted two fantastic theater nerds like myself to engage in a chaotic experiment. I am here with Ashley. Oh no, I don't know how to say your name either. Ashley Hufford.
Yes, you got it.
Great. I am here with Ashley Hufford and Reinking, and we are going to predict the 2024 Tony Awards. And I'm not releasing this until like maybe the day of the Tony Awards. I'm really excited for us and our predictions. One of the reasons we wanted to do this in advance is I am attached to one currently running Broadway show, How to Dance in Ohio. And that's it as of the time of this recording. Another reason is I was not interested in being any part of discourse that would like anyone could say, oh, you are contributing to the failure of this show, or you are creating a negative discourse around this show. Any of that. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. This is truly for like the fun of the thing, the community of the thing, the love of the thing. So the whole purpose of this is to have some fun, and then 6 months from now to see how wrong we were. Or right.
So wrong. This is going to be like, we're going to go back and be like,
If I get even like 10% of these right, I will be impressed.
Same, and I can't wait. It's going to be so good. Great. Anything else? Do either of you have anything to add to our disclaimers and intro discourse?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of these. Kate has seen more of these out of town, so I feel like that's a good spot. You've seen a lot out of town too, Katharine. We're doing the thing.
It's also what? It's January 5th, right? So I think the last show last year was announced it was signed in Sydney Brewstein's window,
like
so it was announced
before
in April. So I know there's been a article published by Broadway Journal about rumors of The Great Gatsby coming, the rumors of Stereophonic coming. Are we counting those? Should we count those?
I'm not even joking. There are rumors like the Glass House rumor mill. Last night, people were like, I've heard Sunset producers saying that they would like to come this season. And I was
that doesn't surprise me.
How?
That doesn't surprise me.
But it could happen.
But I don't know. But I also don't know which venue is big enough for that.
Well, the main issue with Sunset, the venue, and then also the fact that Grace Hodgett Young is literally opening Hadestown February 10th. So she's going to do what? Hadestown for 1 month in London and then be like, peace. Which, to be fair, she probably makes 10 times more money here than she will in London. So I get it. But also that would be wild.
My gut is telling me Sunset next season, but also my gut is telling me if Sunset came this season, it would beat out Merrily.
I would be so here for that showdown.
Me too.
That would be juicy.
Who knows?
I would be into it.
It's January 5th. In June, you might laugh at us.
Anything is possible. I think for the purposes of this conversation, let's assume Stereophonic and Gatsby are happening.
Okay.
Are there any other rumors that we should address as of January 5th?
Oh, gosh. I mean, somebody was throwing around. There was a EPA for Dear England. I don't know if I want to count that. There was I was listening to a podcast the other day that was convinced Operation Mincemeat's coming this season.
Operation Mincemeat is 100. I guess I should not say 100%. I would say almost 90 because the Oliviers are so late. I think they're definitely going to wait post Oliviers, which I don't think would make them eligible for this season.
Okay, I agree.
Anything else? Real Women?
Real Women, I think, is probably the most likely of the. It sounds like Boop is definitely not Swept Away, not this season. So I would say Real Women is the most likely of the.
I didn't know Swept Away definitely wasn't this season.
At least that's what it. I don't know. I don't know for sure. That seems to be
the rumor that you've heard was not this season.
But I get it really depends because as of now, there's been other than Kimberly's closing, but not till April, the end of April. So
we just learned that today.
We just learned that today. There's no theaters that'll be available. So theoretically, between now and April, if a theater does become available, there would be theoretically some room, especially because a show like Swept Away would be really good in a smaller theater.
I was going to say, I would not be surprised, actually, if
Yeah.
that happened. I think load-in would be tricky, but otherwise,
Yeah.
that's super doable.
As of today, there's two theaters open, the Golden and the Broadway.
Yeah.
And I believe the Broadway Journal rumor was that Gatsby would go into the Broadway and Stereophonic would go into the Golden, which to me logically makes sense.
Yes.
And therefore, every single theater is full. That said, as of the time of this recording, there are a couple of shows that are not in great health. Do we want to address that? I think we want to address that.
Okay, yeah. I think there's a very good chance that Harmony and How to Dance in Ohio will not be open as of the time of this recording, very sadly for the incredible cast and crew and creative teams involved in those shows, which would then open the Broadhurst and the Belasco, both very beloved theaters.
Yeah. What is the capacity of the Broadhurst?
1,156.
Ooh, that's a perfect size.
And then
I love that.
Belasco is how big? Belasco would honestly be a really good, it's 1,016.
Okay.
The Broadhurst is a beautiful noise, which is not closing.
Oh, not Broadhurst. Sorry.
The
Barrymore is where
Barrymore.
Harmony is, which is 1096.
Right, all the B names. All the B names.
I get them mixed up.
I literally, as you were saying the Broadhurst, I was like, right, where a beautiful noise is. And like in my head, I was just like, yes, it's closing. It's not as of now.
It's doing actually great.
Yeah, it's doing.
I was again. Not this is not a beautiful noise segment that was last season, but their decision to just go full matinee has been the greatest thing to happen to that show.
Genius.
Way to go, Ken Davenport. All right, team. Should we start our predictions?
Yes. Let's do it.
Best orchestrations. We're going to start with the less contentious categories, perhaps. I could see Hell's Kitchen. I could see
definitely
Notebook.
have Hell's Kitchen. Yep. I put Merrily in this category, which Merrily purists don't like the new orchestrations, but I love them.
I also really like the new orchestration. I think the cast recording sounds so good.
I haven't listened or seen it. I'm seeing it next month.
Okay.
So I'll have strong feelings in it.
I have not seen it on Broadway yet. I've only seen it off Broadway, but I am going in like 2 weeks. So
I'm excited. Kate, you loved it? Everyone loves it.
But I haven't seen it. And I think they added musicians for the Broadway production, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
I also put Water for Elephants in this category.
I have not heard anything from Water for Elephants, so I actually don't.
I thought from the out of town tryout, the orchestrations were one of my favorite aspects of the show.
Yeah. Oh, Limpika, maybe. I think those orchestrations are really cool. It's like the vibey electric sound mixed with who's the orchestrator?
Yeah,
I actually don't know. I'm very biased, obviously. I love the Ohio orchestrations. I think they're beautiful. So I'm just going to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I had trouble putting anything into the last, the fifth slot. And especially because I think the Who's Tommy could be a wild card here, maybe Cabaret.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. I did not acknowledge revivals.
I did not acknowledge revivals.
They get you every time.
Yeah, they did. Yes, correct.
Although none of them really, I feel like Tommy could be a thing. And then I'll throw in some love for Gatsby.
I was also on the fence about adding Gatsby. I think in my fifth spot, I ended up putting either Gatsby or Cabaret, and I couldn't decide which one, so I put them both.
And
I'm gonna throw Gatsby in
there too.
Oh shoot. Okay, so if we have 5, I'm gonna say my 5. Well, I don't know that we need to say each one who gets nominated. Now let's pick one. So the way we'll play the game is, we'll discuss who we think will get nominated, and then we'll make each of our predictions for the winner. Okay.
I put The Notebook.
I'm gonna go Hell's Kitchen. I'm gonna give Hell's Kitchen some love.
I'm gonna go Hell's Kitchen. Oh, should I go Gatsby? I'm gonna go Hell's Kitchen.
Gatsby could be again. Gatsby is also on my I think because that music is beautiful and that green light alone
Yeah.
Also, if it's in the Broadway theater, it's going to have a 19-piece band, which is that's pretty remarkable.
They're not doing 4 orchestra. They're not going to do 4 people with drums. That's
I
not.
don't think so. I mean, I don't know anything about this, but I don't think so. I doubt it would. Cute. Okay, sound design?
This is the design I know the least about.
Same. Well, yeah, except that you know when it's bad.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I feel like I don't know how to judge this because so many of the shows haven't opened yet. And so it's like I don't know that we can actually.
Sorry, are we still doing sound design of a musical? Are we doing sound design of a musical?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sound design of a play will be stereophonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full stop for me. I think.
No. I think because it is essentially a musical.
Yeah, like that's
like it's a play of music, but
that is the takeaway. But for a musical, so many of them haven't opened yet, and so it's like, how are we even going to know?
Yeah.
I mean, we can make some blind guesses. Let's see, rogue guesses.
I gave this one to Marilee, and I don't even remember why I did that. I think because of like the typing and.
For me, it's like I just want to be able to hear sung out instruments at every seat of the house. That's like all I care about. But I guess that's like sound mixing as opposed to like sound effects and such.
Yeah. Sound design is such a weird category because did it like Sweeney won this last year, and
that's why I feel like a cabaret could win a sound design of a musical. Like it's got that like that. Like I mean, again, I'm with you in terms of like, or even like The Wiz. Like I could see like I don't know. But yeah.
But I bet you the people nominating and voting also know very little about sound design. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
I will say in terms of nominations, this is the only nomination that I gave to Here Lies Love.
That's a great call, actually. Yeah. I actually think design categories could maybe give some love to Here Lies Love. Yeah. Cool. Dig. Choreography.
For me, it is The Outsiders. It is The Outsiders. The Outsiders.
Yeah, I also have The Outsiders winning this. Yeah.
It's the Koopman brothers who did Alice by Heart. I believe this is their Broadway debut. I have to check. It has some of the most stunning choreography that I am still thinking about. I saw it in March of 2023. It is so beautiful. It's these big group numbers. It's a lot of fight choreography. It's a lot of like violent choreography, but it is beautiful. It has I talked about this a little bit before, but like with like it very involves the set. Like there's rain. The entire floor of The Outsiders is made of this like cork that you have on like little kids' playgrounds. So it's all like it's like tons of pieces, and you pick it up and they throw it at each other and they're rolling in it and it's going everywhere and it's getting all over everything, and it just looks unbelievable. And it definitely is a mix too with the lighting, because there's some like what do you call it, like crazy lighting effects, like strobe lights. Thank you. I was like words. Like it's beautiful, and I haven't seen anything in, I would say, a couple of years that has hit me choreography like The Outsiders did.
Dang. Did y'all like it?
Kate and I saw it a month and a
Very
half.
different shows.
Very different shows. I really enjoyed it. I think it still needed work, but I saw it near the end of its run. Kate saw what, like third preview?
I saw rehearsal. I saw rehearsal that they sold tickets to, essentially. And it was I loved the experience, but it was like, oh, this is a work in progress. So I'm very excited to see it again on Broadway.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually, Ashley, you liked or loved?
I didn't love, but I really, really enjoyed it. Like I have again, like it still felt like it needed some work, but I thought the music was really catchy. And then I was so blown away by like the effect, like the scenic and the all of that I was like and you know what? I probably now would have been blown away. Now to me, the book probably would have blown me away. Like, not even joking. Like, comparatively, I think the book I would have been like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah. I think back in March, I was like, oh. And I was obsessed with The Notebook, so I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Now I'd be like, this is one of the best books of the year. Could win the Tony Award for best book.
Could win best book. My biggest thing was when I saw it, it still felt like they had literally added a song that day. Christopher Ashley, who's the artistic director of La Jolla, came out and announced ahead of time. The director and choreographers were sitting behind me, giving each other notes at intermission. Like it was very scrappy, and so that was a cool experience. But it felt like it didn't quite know how to tell its story yet, but I didn't have major issues with the book for sure. And there were a lot of songs that I really loved. They've already released Great Expectations, which is like the big main single, and that's a fantastic song. So it's got promise. I'm excited to see it again.
Everyone talks about the end of Act 1, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And then the big climax at the end.
I'm excited. I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember the plot. I've read the book. But yeah, I'm excited.
I also went into the show thinking it was the Wanderers. So like or not the Wanderers, the Warriors. The show about like the gangs on the subways. Like that's the musical I thought I was gonna go see. Not this musical at all.
I don't know. I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I went in knowing nothing. So that was it is my favorite story of the season, which is that it's a Nepo baby musical in the best way, which is that Angelina Jolie's daughter saw it and became obsessed with it and saw it 5 times and then was like, Mama, we need to produce this for Broadway. And she was like, of course, daughter. Like, peak. Like, I was like, you know what? Vivi Jolie, thank you. If you're going to be
love that.
Iconic, truly.
Use your power. Use your power for good.
Produce a Broadway musical at like she's her mom's assistant on the show. I've heard she's like 15 years old. Like,
incredible,
love. That's amazing.
Tons of Broadway debuts.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
That's great. I am also going to throw into the mix. Oh, wait, yeah, wait. Okay, I don't. This is a hot take, and people won't agree with me, and it doesn't matter. I loved the choreography for the Britney musical, so I'm just gonna like.
This is its only nomination.
Not a hot take for me either. It was also in my top.
I put it in there.
Yeah,
I loved it. I also lived for the choreography in Hell's Kitchen, Camille A. Brown. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I feel like it will get nominated. Mm-hmm. And then I love Dom's choreography for Great Gatsby, so I'm also going to throw that one into the mix.
Yeah. Okay. I also put in The Wiz because I have not seen The Wiz yet, but I feel like there's potential for some, like, you know, especially in some of the sequences like Brand New Day, Ease on Down the Road. Like, I feel like there's potential for choreography moments. So I'm curious, but I have not seen that yet. So
yeah, and I know nothing about Heart of Rock and Roll or Tommy in terms of what their choreography situation looks like.
Tommy could be a sneaky one.
Yeah.
Some good choreo in there. Dig. Okay, let's pick our winners.
I put The Outsiders.
Yeah, that's also mine.
I haven't seen it, so I'll say I'm gonna say Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in some honorable mention Gatsby Love. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Yeah. Best featured actress in a musical.
Oh, this is so hard.
I put 6 and I still couldn't get all of the picks in.
It also we know obviously Lindsay is definitely featured.
Lindsay's taking this.
The big thing. So is Joy officially featured? I'm assuming Joy's featured.
I assume they're all featured.
Yeah,
I put Joy and Marianne Plunkett in this category.
That would be my guess too, but I wasn't sure. And then I assume Leslie also featured. Has that been
Leslie
can we use
Kritzer?
Can we use last names and shows for the folks who might not be as in as we are? Like,
yes.
I assume Leslie Kritzer and Spamela is also featured because that's where Sarah, when they won, it was for featured.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct. I'm trying to think of the big ones that are kind of on the cusp.
Who's playing the one that and Schneider in Cabaret?
BB Newirth.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I definitely have her getting a nomination.
Yeah.
The one that I'm really unsure about is Izzy Michaela in Water for Elephants.
Huh.
Because that role could
go
either way.
Lead.
I could see her going for lead.
I think they'll do
I think she would have better odds of getting nominated if she goes for lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same. It's almost the same as like this featured category is the last couple of years has been crazy. And then I have no idea about any of because we don't know the subs casting yet as of January 5th. So like that also completely changes because I think most of the Suffs girls will end up in featured.
That's
so
true.
Like literally everybody
that's
except
not
for Shayna,
who's the only person we know probably in the show. So like that's again, so that just to keep that in mind for those watching at home, we don't know any of the Suffs casting yet.
And
Shoshana
we also don't have. I have Shoshana.
Yeah, I also have Shoshana. That's
for carrying the show in a salad bowl.
Yeah, for real. I wonder if they'll add any other food items for Broadway. Maybe.
Right?
Maybe lasagna.
Budget goes up.
The budget.
Yeah, right.
I also we don't know the cast for Limpika yet, which you have both the the muse and the daughter role.
Let's assume we've got Amber.
Amber.
I think that she'll get nominated.
And then the daughter was played in La Jolla by Jordan Tyson, who's doing The Notebook. So we're getting
What a good time for Jordan Tyson.
we're getting somebody new there.
Yeah, I feel like Amber will. Gatsby would be Jordan Baker.
Oh, and Sam is.
Yep.
If it
And
is
Sam's
Sam,
great.
I assume it's Sam. I don't
That
know
could
if
definitely be a nom for her, which would be fun.
she'd be on my long list. I don't know if she would make
Yeah.
my top 5, but she's so good in the show.
Yeah.
Such a
And then
heart.
of course the ever wild card of Hard and Rock and Roll. Literally know nothing about that show
absolutely
except
nothing.
Matt Doyle starred in it in San Diego.
And is not
Like,
and is
that's literally
theoretically
And is not on it
starring
on
in
Broadway.
Broadway. Yeah.
yeah, not doing it again. And then of course you have both Julie Benko and Sierra Boggess in Harmony.
Which unfortunately I don't think either of them have a big enough role to get. This is where I wish.
And
we
also,
had,
I probably won't be open.
yeah.
True.
This is where I wish we had that Emmys category of like what's it? They've supporting. They have like feature. Like they have the one below cameo.
Yeah.
Like I'm like where it just like has
Yes.
guest feature, like one really great number. Like that's where I'm like give Julie
We
a
need
Tony
that.
for like gets the job done. Like
For real though, I loved Julie in that show.
I did too. Or this is where my favorite category, the like best ensemble of a musical in terms of like the entire cast. Like I would love Harmony to come in as something like that because that cast together is so collectively so good.
Yeah, that's
Same
real.
with Ohio, another one where like collectively
Yeah,
everyone is so good.
That is so real. Oh, wait. Go ahead.
And you also have Jen Samard in Once Upon a One More Time.
Oh.
I don't feel like she'll get the love she deserves, but God, I love her.
She will not, but she should.
The idea that
so good.
and if Grace McLean does do softs, the idea that if Grace is that's the thing, if Grace McLean does softs and comes back in that role, like she could very well get nominated or get snubbed again. 2 years in a row, carries a show and gets snubbed.
I mean, this year you could have. There's so many great actresses in that show. You could have Best Featured Actress of a Musical and just Best Featured Actress in softs, like.
And fill out the whole category. That's real.
Yeah. And still have snubs.
Right, because again, this is off-Broadway cast, but like Philippa, unbelievable. Like there's so many good people in that show. Allie,
the horse,
Hannah Cruz. Yeah, like
I also sort of like am pondering now because we have so many genderqueer people in Ohio, how they will even want those categories to pan out. Like I'm curious for eligibility. Yeah, that would be an ensemble win for me. Okay, winners of Best Featured Actress.
Lindsay Mendez in Merrily.
I am giving it to Joy Woods, but with the understanding that it's probably going to be Lindsay. But I also feel like Lindsay is out constantly, like out all the time, like constantly out. So
she was out when I tried to see it.
And she was out twice this week. I mean, I'm hoping everything's okay, family wise, whatever. Kids, like I know she's got a small child, like, but I mean, it's gonna be Lindsay. But I'm giving it to my personal Joy Woods.
In a perfect world, Lindsay Mendez would have gone leading and won that category, and Joy Woods would have won featured.
Lindsay has her Tony Award. She doesn't need another one.
Featured for The Notebook?
Oh, good. Yeah,
I think so.
Featured?
I think so. I think all three of them are featured.
But
fair. Again, I guess this is the other thing too. We don't know as of January 5th, so we could come here and I'm saying Joy Woods, and Joy Woods is leading. So
a leading Tony.
Okay. I haven't seen Merrily, so I don't know. I feel like Lindsay is a safe choice.
That's what I'm going off for.
Grace McLean and stuff. That would be a chaotic choice for me.
Grace is my.
But she's
so.
She's amazing, and she was my favorite part of that entire show. But we also don't even know if she's doing it.
No, because she very well might not because of her musical Penelope, which is in DC at the exact same time as Stuffs, which is like the musical of her soul. So I don't know.
And we think Izzy might be leading.
Yeah, I think she goes leading.
I'm gonna go rogue. I'm gonna say Sam Polly.
Okay. Ooh, I like this.
Okay. Fierce. Best. Are these in any particular order? Oh, wait. I see. Hold on. Sorry, I'm reviewing. Oh, I didn't scroll left. I chose a chaotic way to go about this. Sorry, friends.
Oh, this makes sense. I was like, where are we going?
Okay, let's then. You want to do lighting design?
Sure.
Here Lies Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Here Lies Love. The lighting in that show is so crazy, and it's so cool.
It's
the way that
amazing.
it's the entire theater, like whether you're in the very, very back of the mezz all the way to the floor.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I just realized I didn't pick a winner on my sheet, so now I gotta pick one.
Oh, Cabaret's lighting is cool.
Yeah. I also put Back to the Future here because the lighting is such a big part of what makes those effects work.
Very true. I saw it last night with my whole family, and they loved it. Loved it. I texted this to Kate. My dad was like, I thought that main actor was so much like Roger Bart. And then I realized afterwards that it was Roger Bart. And I was like, yes, Dad. It was Roger Bart.
Oh, I love that. I also
like, wow, this guy's doing a great Roger Bart impression.
I love Roger Bart so much. I still haven't seen it on Broadway. I saw it in London, and I still have not seen it in New York.
I had it until yesterday, and I waited, and I was like, it's my dad's birthday, and I was like, this feels like peak Westchester Dad musical, and I was correct.
You nailed it.
Yeah,
I love that. I would see it again.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's on it. Sorry, we already got choreography. It would also not be crazy to me if that snuck in, because the cast is so giant and the choreography is wild, but that's like, I think, long list. But yeah, I think lighting for sure, because of just, even when you're just sitting down and the intro is like, the lights are doing so much stuff. And then like,
yeah.
I don't know, the projections are scenic? Is that what we decide? Is that
what a great
question.
Usually.
Yeah. So they decide depending on the show. For the Tony committee specifically, they've gotten into the trend of most of the time lumping projections in with the scenic design, which is interesting because the Oliviers will do projections with lighting most of the time.
Huh.
Because so much of the show is the projections are crazy. And like the biggest laugh of the show, both times I went in London and here, is that scene where Roger Bart's running up the stairs and it's just him going like this, and then and people love it. They love it.
I love him. I want him in so many. I want him every Broadway season as some kooky, crazy character.
Yeah, I was like, they should bring back Beetlejuice and have him do it. He'd be such a
good God. Oh, I would watch that so fast. I'm gonna throw in Gatsby.
Yeah, Gatsby's lighting is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I also have Gatsby in. And then
maybe
have
Limpika.
Oh, I put the Outsiders in for this one too.
Oh, I'm ill-advised on the Outsiders.
Again, I don't know what Limpika's gonna look like, so who knows? Limpika could be
correct. None of us know.
Like, it could be the greatest lighting of all time.
And then I also go back and forth on whether the Who's Tommy gets a spot here because of just the nature of the show itself and how but it's very projection heavy, and so I don't know if the projections are going to do the work or if the lighting is also contributing to a lot of that.
That's awesome. I'm gonna say Here Lies Love wins.
I think that's a possibility.
I think I'm going to give this one to Cabaret, which I think of all the options is kind of the most boring lighting, but I just feel, I don't know, it feels like Tony lighting.
Fodder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley.
Oh, I think I'm also going to go Here Lies Love. I just feel like, and again, who knows, by April people will RIP remember Here Lies Love. But like, I think when I think back to this season, even though Here Lies Love had a short life, it had a very bright life to me on Broadway. And that brightness comes from the lighting.
All right. Costume design. I think Gatsby will see love.
Yeah, I have Gatsby. I have Hell's Kitchen here.
Ooh, I loved Hell's Kitchen's costume design.
Yeah.
The Wiz I also put in here.
I
just based off of some of the photos that I've seen. I feel like they're unique. This was actually a hard one for me to figure out 5. I had trouble finding a 5th one because I feel like there's a lot of just classic modern costumes that aren't like.
But the Tonys love a men in suits.
They love a men in suits, and so maybe Marilee picks up a nomination here.
I actually would put The Notebook here for the reason that I think because of the casting of The Notebook in the way that they blind cast it, diverse cast it, I think the costume is what really ties it all together. And I think the way that you always know the Ally and you always know the Noah, and the way that the costumes really flow from young to middle to old really ties it together. And again, we haven't seen it on Broadway yet. This is just based off of the Chicago production from almost now 2 years ago.
Wow.
I mean, they have those photos on the stage,
Yeah.
like on the stage door. So I assume it's the same.
Yeah. But I to me, that was one of the things I loved most about that. Was when, especially, I feel like there's been a lot of pushback from people who haven't seen the show, being like, it's so confusing and so weird. And I'm like, it's actually not at all. You will not think about it for more than 5 seconds after you start the show. But like, and I think that the costuming of that to me, and again, that's more of like a symbolic costuming, but in a year for me of not a ton of like, wow, costumes. I do think that is a thing that the Notebook has going for it.
Dig.
And I will give Back to the Future a little nom here. Again, I don't know if it'll make because the Back to the Future has so many costumes. It is absolutely wild. Amber Ardolino does a lot of videos when she was in Back to the Future of just, I think she had like 30 costume changes or 24 costume changes in the show. It was like something unbelievable.
What? Like 3 in the curtain call.
Yeah.
Like,
what? Yeah. She did a video showing every costume change she has in the show. And I want to say it's like 20. It's like almost 30.
Chaos.
She changes multiple times in the curtain call, which I just think is wild.
Yeah, because they do the bows as one, and then she changes for the like final. It's just, it's wild.
Wow, choices. Okay.
I have Cabaret winning this. I think that was the strongest, from what I saw from Cabaret, that was the strongest design aspect, was the costumes.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, you and I share feelings about Cabaret. Solidarity.
Yeah. We all share feelings about
Cabaret.
We do?
Yeah.
Ashley. Yay.
I've been quiet about my Cabaret feelings, and I have to continue to be quiet about my Cabaret feelings for reasons.
I need you to not be quiet, because I am getting pulled apart by people that think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. I support you in your Cabaret feelings, and I want it to succeed, and I have friends involved, and I can't wait to see them on stage.
Yeah.
And the cast for Cabaret is going to be phenomenal. I'm very excited if I get to see it. Who knows? Will I have seen Cabaret by the time of this release?
Oh, why? Because it's so expensive?
The question. Yeah. Will I be able to afford a ticket to Cabaret?
All right, team. I'll say wearing costumes. I'll give Gatsby love.
Yeah. I'm also gonna give I'm gonna also give Gatsby love. I really love the costumes in Gatsby.
I do too. We get that
as
Broadway
long as
budget.
They fix Myrtle's dress, because I hated that. But other than that,
just let them.
I'll pass along the word.
Yeah,
not that I know anything about this show. It's gonna be fine. Fierce Scenic Design.
This is a real.
So many
good ones.
Okay, I definitely am going to give Gatsby love here. I love the set design. I think it's amazing. And I suspect, theoretically, if it were transferring, that theoretically it would get even crazier for Broadway and have even more pieces and be more Tetris-y and wild. So I
can't believe how many cars are featured in this season on Broadway.
I just did a list of my top 10 scenic designs of 2023. And the fact that Paul Tate-Depeau is on there twice, I was like, oh, I need to be paying attention to this guy. The Gatsby scenic design is stunning. And it was stunning at Papermill Playhouse. Like,
right. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I was shook.
Yeah. And his cottage design was so gorgeous.
I love
Cottage was the other one on the list.
It was amazing. Amazing.
When you see Appropriate, what's crazy is that it looks like they just stripped the cottage set and built the Appropriate set like on top of the cottage set. Like it has the same staircase. It has like this, like it literally, I was like, did they just think like, we don't need to, we'll just take the things down, like re-put new things, but it like.
Interesting.
I think Back to the Future takes this just on
DeLorean
effects alone. Yeah, the DeLorean of it all. But it's not by any means my favorite scenic design of a musical this year.
Oh God, but Here Lies Love.
What's crazy is
Here Lies Love getting snubbed.
I don't, because of the fact, again, because there's so many incredible shows that it's wild to me that Here Lies Love could not make it when they've completely destroyed, rebuilt a theater, but not destroyed. That's not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
And I think you have David Corn's also doing the Who's Tommy, which I think is more likely to get a nomination. And you have Cabaret also gutting a theater and doing something similar. So I think Cabaret and Who's Tommy get nominations, but Here Lies Love gets forgotten.
I'm I'm gonna say that Here Lies Love still gets love. I hope so, because that was just such a spectacle. It was so incredible.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I also just like am, you know, I'm an evangelist for like not just immersive theater, but like immersive theater with a point, and like and how it like helped the narrative of the story and like changed what a Broadway theater can be and what the Broadway theater can be. And I just thought it was super effective. And so I'm just going to give it to that because I just am going to put into the universe more goodwill for really cool, transformative Broadway theater.
I think if I was the Great Gatsby, I just wouldn't even change it. I would just make I'd make it the same. I'd keep the floor the same. Have everyone standing in the Gatsby party.
It's at a party.
It's a party.
The blender in there.
Party. Like,
and like Sam Polly just in the center of the blender, like swinging golf clubs out into the audience.
You're not saying it would not be amazing. I mean,
and the green light comes from the back of the mezzanine and just shines.
And you have the first time you see Gatsby, he's standing at that backstage, like in the mezzanine, overlooking the party that's happening on the
disco
floor.
ball. Honestly,
I'm here for it. If one show could just move into that theater and make it work.
Did I send a text?
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying.
I don't know. It could be great. Okay. But I also forgot about Gatsby. So like also Gatsby.
And then I do want to give a shout out to my show, the show that I'm definitely not working on it at all. The Notebook with the rain, because that rain scene is so beautiful. It is so beautiful.
I love, for a minimalist set, at least the one in Chicago Shakes, I thought the outline of the house and the way that like it was all designed like the house was done incredibly well for the story being told.
Because the way that they did it in Chicago, and I don't know if it'll change for Broadway, is that so there was a pool in the front, which is like very beautifully utilized. And when the rain scene starts, it rains over the pool. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then suddenly the entire stage is just swarmed in water. And I was like, oh my God. It was so cool. Anyway.
That entire song I think is one of the best written musical theater songs in terms of like building up the tension in the story. I could do a whole thesis on just that moment. I will say, as much as I loved The Notebook, January 5th, Kate also thinks it's one of the shows that the book needs work.
Yeah, but from the shows that the book needs work, it's the like, again, if you want me to look at every new musical and all the books that need work, I would say The Notebook is like this much work.
Yeah.
It just must be said, it is the most thankless role in a musical. It is the easiest hit, and it is the most thankless role, because there are some books that aren't as bad that don't have the directing love that they need, and vice versa. And as an assistant to book writers of Broadway musicals over the last year, it is just like, why do people even choose to do it? I mean, listen, I love musical theater. It's so gorgeous, and book writing is incredible. But like, people underestimate how fucking hard it is to write the book of a musical. It is a crazy precise skill, and it is so hard and such an easy hit. You know?
Yeah.
It's wild. I probably want to write one day, and then people will shit all over it.
Should.
I can't wait.
You should.
It's gonna be great.
Neither can I. I could just edit.
You could fix it in an hour.
I could fix it. I could not write it.
Great. I love that for us. We were not talking about Book of a Musical, were we? We were talking about Scenic Design, right? Did we say our winners? Did we all three say our winners?
I think Back to the Future.
I'm gonna say Gatsby, but also Here Lies Love.
And I think I'll go Cabaret for the cabaret of it all.
Continuing the chaotic movement of this, featured actor in a musical.
This is also a really hard category.
I have six. I couldn't decide. I also have my biggest wild card here. Two wild cards, and one of them is Liam Pierce in How to Dance in Ohio.
About that.
I was thinking about that. Do we think they go featured with him? Do we know?
Yeah.
Would it be smart for them?
He's not the lead.
I don't know if I agree with you.
He's been in that show.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think
the doctor has way more stage time.
Correct, but Liam gets the final bow. Liam gets the final bow of the show.
Like,
again, I'm not saying that. And he gets. I don't think you're wrong. I think and people that work on the show might have a different opinion, but I think they think Liam is the lead of the show, or they think all the kids equally are the lead of the show. But I think Liam is clearly the lead. Like, it's Liam's story. Liam gets the first moment and Liam gets the final moment. Again, I don't think you're wrong, Kate, but I'm thinking of the way they're thinking of it.
Young adults just to be an asshole.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
But yes, heard and agreed.
I think the thing is that I always think of it as prom, so I'm like teenagers, but you're right, they are young adults.
I know.
I mean, Liam's character is in high school, so that's not.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a high school
senior. He literally gets his college acceptance in the show. He's the youngest.
Because again, the entire well, yeah, I was like in the documentary
of all of them.
Yes, even though Remy Des is literally 19.
Oh,
and they are also fantastic.
Yeah,
I know.
Their song is probably my favorite song in the whole show. But yeah, so I could see Liam going featured, but I just don't know what they as in the cast, creative, producing team.
Yeah, I feel like the team perceives him as a lead, but they'll also be savvy about what makes the most sense in terms of these categories.
I think for the category featured I think he has a decent chance.
I do
of getting
too.
a nomination at featured.
I do too. I
think lead is really hard this year, especially when you have things like Gutenberg with like
Andrew and Josh.
Yeah.
Fair. Totally fair. Okay, wait, Kate, one of your wild cards was Liam.
Yes. I also have Conrad Rickamora scraping out a nomination here.
I would love that.
I don't see it happening,
good.
But I do.
Me neither. He was so good. He was so good. Okay.
I also keep going back and forth. I don't think any of the Notebook men get nominated, but I keep going back on who would scrape one out, Ryan Vasquez or John Cardoza.
I would go John, but that's just because for me, when I think back to the show, the two performances that stick out to me are Joy and John.
Yeah, same.
But I also don't know if he would get a nomination. But just in terms of like personally for me, John Cardoza is like the most charming little human of all time. I also think he's older than Joy, which is kind of funny, but it's fine. It's like the John to Ryan to me is like such a jump. We're like Joy to Jordan, or Jordan to Joy. You're like,
okay, what else?
What
would Roger be? Is he lead?
Oh, Bart.
Roger Bart. Yeah. Featured.
He'd be featured?
I think they already they did Back to the Future already. Let me double check on that real fast. Keep talking.
I mean, again, I think this is probably like a long shot, but Brandon Victor Dixon, his part is small.
I don't know that's a long shot.
I just meant only because there's just this year's crazy. Like, I feel like, because you have Daniel Radcliffe and Merrily, who's like for sure.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Science Hill probably the Science Hill winner. I also think the three Wiz actors for the Lion, the Scarecrow, Tin Man. I have don't know anything, but like they're all phenomenal, like as actor performers. So I have no idea where one of them could fit in. Like, because again, like the Wiz, those roles are much beefier than they are in The Wizard of Oz.
I also have Paul Alexander Nolan getting a nomination for Water for Elephants. I think he's one of the most underrated actors, and that part has potential to like really make or break the show.
And I also think Sky in The Outsiders is again, a little bit of a longer shot, but he was so good.
Cannot speak to this, but believe you.
Roger Bart is featured. Only Casey got the lead designation.
Gotcha. I could see Roger Bart sneaking in here. I mean, Roger Bart versus Daniel Radcliffe is, for me, for some reason, is very funny. Like
that is very funny.
Also, what I think is a lock on nominations is Steven Skyville in Cabaret.
He honestly would. I think Daniel's probably going to win, but I think Steven Skyville is like, he had my favorite performance of last year. Yiddish Fiddler was my favorite performance of the whole entire year. Yeah. And so I could see him sneaking. Yeah. Because I think he also is that kind of like, he's been like a career kind of just actor who's everybody knows and respects and loves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could be,
I agree.
That could win that for him.
And we saw him in they did a concert version of Cabaret at the Symphony Space last year. And he played
the same role.
Yes. Same role. And absolutely fantastic. He made me like the Pineapple Song. I hate that song.
I love the Pineapple.
I love the Pineapple
I
song.
also love the Pineapple song.
I love it when Steven Skyville sings it.
Yeah, and it was him and Carolee Carmelo, which was
Air
also
Schultz.
perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
Air Schultz, not Frau Schultz. I made.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. I'm here for that hot take. I also think because just like the timing of it and that cabaret boo surprise, and like I don't know, maybe people will share our feelings in the States that like maybe aren't as hot as they anticipated being on the show, but their takeaway being that like some of the performances are exceptional, including Stevens.
Yeah, he's just one of my favorite performers.
I'll say that's a boo surprise win.
I also have no idea where the harmony guys will fit in. Again, I don't think probably anyone will get here, but like I don't know if they're gonna put Danny up for leading or featured.
Wouldn't Chip?
I'm assuming Chip is leading, so I wonder if Danny would be featured, and I could see Danny squeezing in with a nomination. I don't think, probably not, but I love Danny Cornfield in harmony.
Me too. Kate, you have Daniel Radcliffe.
I do.
Ashley,
I'm doing Steven Skyville.
Love it. All right, team. Leading actress in a musical.
For me, it's Eden Espinosa. No one else but Eden Espinosa. I just think that is the.
She could be the only one in this category at this point.
I think the reason they're bringing Lempicka to Broadway is so that Eden Espinosa can finally win her like career, long-awaited, much-deserved Tony. She is a.
This is the category that she just has to hope that those Sunset transferring early rumors aren't true.
That's so real. Oh
yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
That's her only competition is that rumor. Like,
oh shit.
So today, January 5th, they released this music video of Eden Espinosa singing "Woman Is," and it is the most transformative 3 minutes of my entire life. I was like,
she's incredible.
I posted it, but in it, she's like, "Teach me to breathe." I was like, it's ironic because I also cannot breathe watching this music video. Like.
I still haven't watched the full thing.
It's so good. I was like, I was like, this could be a 90-minute musical of Eden Espinosa singing about women she wants to sleep with, and I was like, I'm here. Like,
honestly, would prefer that. Yes, please. Sign me up. Standing room only. I'm there.
It's like so incredible. She's so incredible. Like,
yeah,
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's Eden. Who else? Go ahead.
No, I'm just again, like I don't think Shoshana Bean will win, but like two of my favorites of all time are Eden and Shoshana. The idea that they both can win Tonys is just too much for me. Too much for like 2005 Wicked obsessed Ashley.
Yes,
really.
100%. 100%.
Speaking of Shoshana Bean, I also have Malaya Joy Moon making a nomination here.
Yep.
I think
deserved.
She and Shoshana.
Agreed.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. They're both so good.
Shayna?
I don't have Shayna. I do have Nichelle Lewis in The Wiz.
I've heard exceptional things about her from every single person that's seen The Wiz.
She was out the day I saw it.
Oh no!
But her understudy was great. Her understudy was really great.
Yeah, I didn't put Shayna in. I think she gets overshadowed by the featured actresses.
Who else?
But I think that's also part of the role.
Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy would fit in here. I don't have her getting a nomination, but it's such a weird.
I know.
She's so good.
She's the best thing in almost everything she's in. I love her, and I am ready for her to get a role deserving of her.
I do have Kelly O'Hara here.
I think
that's Days of Wine and Roses.
Kelly's. I feel like Kelly's one of those people that like whatever she touches, she's just gonna get a nomination because she's Kelly, and she's very good in the show, but like it's just
very good.
But like it just is like it's like when Audra McDonald's in the show, like you're like Audra. Oh, it's like a lot. You're just like okay, there's four nominations and Audra McDonald. There's 4 nominations and Kelly O'Hara. You're like
Gail Rankin.
Gail Rankin, I have as my 5th.
Yeah,
I know nothing about her, so for me, I'm like she could be the greatest Sally Bowles of all time. I have no idea. Like,
I just know everyone who knows who she is like, oh, that girl. And so, like, when you get those vibes and they're like, oh, she's an actress, and you put that together with Sally Bowles, it's like, okay.
Well, and again, it's a weirdly stacked year for supporting actress and a weirdly kind of light year. And not because of the caliber of performer, just because of the actual roles that you would call leading actress. There's not as many.
Yeah, like literally the only ones we're missing is like Briga Heelan in Once Upon a One More Time, and then I think
R.L. Jacobs is could sneak in.
Justice for Here Lies Love.
And then if the lead woman in Heart of Rock and Roll is a lead or a featured, I don't know. I know nothing about that show.
Me neither.
And wait, Eva Noblezada.
Yep. We should.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Wait. I cannot believe I forgot about Eva Noblezada.
I forgot about Eva.
Wow, I hate myself.
I just want to say I'm
she
so
may sneak
sorry
in there.
for continuously forgetting the 2 shows that might be in the season that I have worked on this year. I love them.
No, I mean,
I just have
Eva,
a tiny
Eva,
brain.
I think will sneak. I think Eva will sneak in there.
Eva will get an nom.
Eva, in fact, might be my
yeah.
second pick. I mean, it's still Eden, but I might honestly go Eden and Eva. Because Eva is also someone who has time after time gotten nominated for Tonys in just bad years for her. In terms of like, there just happened to be like one other stand-up role in the year that she was nominated.
Yeah.
But like consistently just like she's going to win a Tony eventually. It's just a matter of when.
Oh, for sure. She will be nominated.
Sorry,
I think,
my dog is right here and he's like, why are you so upset? I'm sorry.
Hi, buddy.
I forgot Eva.
Yeah, I think she'll get a nom. But Eden
Eden
win?
Eden win.
Yeah.
Eden win.
Yeah.
Go team.
Or Nicole. No, just
or Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh my God.
Well, actually, that's the thing. This is it's we have these categories unless Sunset comes in, and then the 4 people transferring from London,
everything changes.
It's Joe, Eden.
It would also get lighting. It would also get choreography. It would also
get... we are all religious about that show, right? Like we're all
yes.
I saw it twice. I extended my trip to go.
I'm dying to see it again. I want to see Rachel.
The one thing I can't get over, again, still is the fact that Grace a year ago was still in school, graduated, first professional job out of school, Sunset Boulevard, then gets cast as Eurydice in Hadestown, London, and then is transferring to Broadway in 1 year after graduating school in June.
That's crazy.
Her bio is like, was Ariel in her college production of The Little Mermaid. That's what the leading line in her bio is.
That is wild. Did we do leading actor in a musical?
We did not.
Leading actor in a musical.
I put 6. I think they're gonna squeeze in 6 again. I mean, last year there was 7. But I put 6 because I think both Andrew Rannells and Josh Gad get a nomination.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I think Jonathan probably wins here too. Because he's never won before, right?
Nope.
Right. Wow. Like this, like yeah.
Who else?
Jeremy Jordan, I think, could sneak in with a
yes,
nomination.
yeah, Jeremy will get a nom.
Eddie Redmayne's probably gonna get a nomination. Chip Zion's probably gonna get a nomination.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's whether or not they can squeeze in Brian Darcy James.
Oh.
Wow. That's crazy. What a cat. This is the year of the men. Love that.
And that's not including, Brody Grant in The Outsiders.
And Brody's so good.
So good. That's not including Grant Gustin in Water for Elephants. That's not including whoever they cast in Harder Rock and Roll.
And Justin Guarini in Once Upon a Time, who was so good. So good. You know what? If they put him in as featured, I'm just saying.
He's leading. They've already declared that one.
Damn it. I was like, not that I think he would win, but I was like, they put him in as featured. I honestly think he probably might have been able to squeeze in.
Oh, Casey Likes Back to the Future, who consistently is more talented than the shows he's in. I really want him to have a fantastic role.
I know.
Okay. So this is Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it is Jonathan. I think.
Yeah.
Unless Francis.
unless Tom Francis sneaks in.
I called him Joe Francis. I'm just comboing names now.
I still feel like Jonathan would win, even if Tom Francis.
I think it would be like the Hamilton year, where like Hamilton won everything, and then Cynthia Erivo won for Color Purple. Like I think that would probably be the most likely. Yeah. Where like.
Yeah.
He's so good though. So maybe they should hold off until
next
season.
So good.
Kate's like the main reason.
Wait. We got to get Tom his Tony too. Hold off.
All of their four Broadway debuts, which is wild. Like
Yep. That show is by Panic. I love it. Okay. We did leading actor. Oh God. Direction of a musical.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, I think Marilee probably. Oh my God, her name.
Maria Friedman.
Maria Friedman
has like taken a show that has not worked ever.
Yes.
And has made this absolutely incredible production with it. And it's so much her vision and like her direction and her like leadership. It's like it's a beautiful production. And I think it deserves the nomination. I think it deserves the win.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, again, like, I think in a lot of ways, I think Marilee will come away with some stuff, but I think it'll mostly be in this direction, and then the actors, and like,
Yeah,
because that's the heart of the show.
for sure.
Yeah, Maria Friedman fixed Marilee. I don't know. That's the
takeaway.
for me.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I think that's the big news there. Best book of a musical. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we're no.
I was rapid firing. Well, I mean, listen, we can talk about other directors.
I also think, I believe that Jessica Stone can pull out her vision for Water for Elephants. I thought she had an incredibly strong vision for what she was trying to do in Atlanta, and it felt like she didn't get to finish it. And I think we're gonna see something special on Broadway. That's what I'm hoping.
I love that.
Yeah, I know you both have seen it. I have not seen it, so
I love that take. I'm curious if they make that happen, if it gets that growth, or really like solidification. I have a video on this. I'll link it up there. But things started going off the rails a little bit after the first 30 minutes of the show that had been previously workshopped. And so I'm very curious if, I mean, it's been a while, so we'll see if it's had the time and gestational period that it needs to be a solidified vision. Yeah?
Yeah. I also think Dana Tamor for Outsiders has a really good shot.
Danya Tamor?
I think that Danya Tamor, thank you.
Yeah.
And Rebecca Frecknell.
We
could actually have all women. Wait, what?
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, unless like Michael Greif, who co-directed Notebook, sneaks in there
with a woman,
but with a woman whose name I cannot remember right now. Oh,
Shell Williams.
Thank you, Shell Williams. Yeah, it could be all women directors.
That would be so cool. Well, because Rachel Chafkin could also get in there.
I was just thinking. I was just like, Limpika Chafkin. Okay.
We're good.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Ooh.
Because is this Danya's Broadway debut?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Is it?
Yeah. Right?
I'm checking.
She did.
Because she's done so much, but it's all been like playwrights.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Wild.
Yeah. Heroes.
Did she do? Oh no, she did Passover. Did she Passover on Broadway though, right? No, she did. She did Passover.
Oh, she did. She did Passover.
Okay.
So this is her
part of that. You know, when it was all female writers and directors on Broadway at the same time. Like all of Broadway was only
when it was just Hadestown and Passover
and Waitress.
Great time to be alive.
It's a great time. And you know what? They were all great shows, and none of those books needed work. So maybe.
Wow. Yeah, but Maria Friedman, I think, is a safe bet.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. I do think Chafkin has, again, we have not seen Limpika. We do not know much about Limpika. I just trust in the vision of Rachel Chafkin, and I could see her, depending sneaking in and possibly, because she's also just beloved. So I feel like.
Yeah. The thing about Rachel Chafkin is like the vision surmounts everything, but sometimes vision I don't find to always be in service of a clear story or a story that arrives where I need it to. And so, especially given that they're redoing the entire set design for Limpika, I'm really, really curious. Like, and it is like 20 minutes shorter, and they've done a ton of work to it. So, like, I'm very, like, there's so many variables that we just don't know how it's going to fare. So, I'm curious.
That's how I feel about Suffs too. Is like it's a new show. It's a brand new show. Right. They completely hired new designers. Like it's not even.
I'm so curious with the cast, what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm very curious. Well, it's again like because I thought Philippa wasn't doing it, but then that whole thing where the Broadway cruise sounded like a thing, being like Philippa's doing a new show and won't be in the Broadway cruise, and everyone's like, what other new show would she be doing that she can't?
Hard to rock and roll,
right? We'll say like that she can't take 3 days off to go on the Broadway cruise. I mean, again, Stephen Pascal famously doing teeth. And that's why he can't do the Broadway cruise, because he's too busy getting his penis bit off every single night. But
sure, as one does. Y'all, it's time for our favorite category: Best Book of a Musical.
No nominees. Category canceled.
This is where I think Kate, I think you should go first because I think I'm going to agree with what you're going to say.
I am going to remove myself from just this one category.
Okay. I literally I don't even know. I put in The Notebook because I think it's one of the least bad books of a show. I put in this is where I think Days of Wine and Roses actually may win.
That was what I was gonna say. I think Days of Wine and Roses has as of right now, from what we saw off Broadway and on Broadway and regionally, I think Days of Wine and Roses probably has the strongest book of all of those shows. The most depressing book, the book that makes me most want to throw myself off a rooftop, but not because it's bad, because it's so depressing, but well written. A well-crafted book. And I'm seeing it on Sunday, January 7th. So I will have more of an opinion in 2 days. But as of January 5th, I kind of think you're right. And I think Suffs is another good example because I don't even know how they categorize Suffs when it comes to their book, since it is more similar to like a Hamilton where it was very much sung through. But I don't know if that has changed. I
did put Suffs in there.
Yeah.
As a nomination.
And again, we have no idea what Lempicka looks like. So I think Lempicka also has a very good chance based off the Williamstown production. I know people in San Diego like the book less, but I have no idea because I didn't see that production. I don't know.
I also put Water for Elephants here because frankly, I liked that book better than I liked the lyrics.
Hot take.
So
I think Cabaret should probably win Best Book. It probably does have the actual best book of any of the musicals.
I mean, look, if you could count revivals, Merrily and Cabaret, hands down.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, score.
The Hell's Kitchen? It won't be eligible. There's only 3 new songs. It has to have 50%. This is Notebooks to lose.
I think it is also Notebooks to lose. I think it is in Ingrid Michaelson. I think this is her moment. I agree. I think this is
Lempicka will get a nom.
I think
Lempicka will get a nom. I have Days of Wine and Roses also getting a nom.
If one singular song from the season dictated what won the Tony, or it would be Lempicka, because Women is probably my favorite musical theater song written in the last, 5 years. But
Women is better than anything in the Notebook, but everything else is not.
Yes, that's how I think the Notebook over. I also think like the harmonies in the Notebook are like so beautiful. And again, I'm biased because I've been an Ingrid Michaelson super fan since I was 16 years old, like since I was a baby. So like I love it.
Yeah.
I'm also curious if Here Lies Love is eligible here. I think it is. I don't think it gets a nomination.
I don't either. I think it has so much ill will in Musicland.
Yeah.
And Gutenberg is not eligible, right? Or is it eligible?
Gutenberg is not eligible if it goes revival.
Right. So that's the thing. We don't
Ohio
know.
could get a nom for score.
What show?
Well, okay. What else is getting a nom?
I put The Outsiders and Days of Wine and Roses and Harmony.
And I think Suffs could get a nom, depending.
It's a little too repetitive for me.
Yeah, me too.
Same with I think Orchestrations and Water for Elephants are beautiful, but the lyrics are a little too repetitive, so I don't think
it breaks
unless they rewrote it. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are both saying Notebook.
Yeah.
I will, in a political move, say Gatsby.
Oh yeah, Gatsby.
Listen, I love the Gatsby score.
Oh no.
I do too.
I just had also forgot about it. Sorry, not your fault. I guess because I keep forgetting that it's not announced as of January 5th.
Yep.
But we don't even know if it's coming.
I certainly hope it gets a nomination at least.
I think
is there enough music for Stereophonic to sneak in a nomination here?
If it is,
because that could win.
Okay, so I
don't think it would though.
They have to cut 30 minutes out of Stereophonic. I was talking to someone last night who's working on it. Because they have to make it under 3 hours or they owe like $400,000 more a week in union dues. So they have to cut a ton of the, I think it's like 20 or 30 minutes out of the show.
Maybe I can actually find it bearable then.
I mean, it's still only 4 songs.
Right. No. But I wonder if that will make it so there's more music if you're cutting out, because I'm assuming they're not going to cut the music. So yeah. But yeah,
I didn't even
Interesting.
think about that.
Revival is
Merrily.
Merrily,
it's
unless
Merrily.
Sunset.
Unless, yes.
Unless Sunset. And then, of course, I mean, Cabaret will be in this category.
Yeah.
The question is, are there enough nominees this year to get or are there enough eligible shows to get 4 nominations, which I think there is. And who gets that final spot? Is it, I don't think it's Spamalot. Is it Gutenberg? Are they going to consider it a revival enough? Or is it The Wiz?
The Wiz, I think.
And then you also have Tommy.
Oh, actually, I think Tommy over The Wiz.
Is it? It's going to be 4. Is that what it is?
I think because it's over 5 eligible shows. I think we get 4 this year, but I have to re-look at the rules. It's been a while. And then if you have 9 eligible, it's 5.
Best musical.
Notebook.
Yeah, I think it is. To me, it is also where we currently stand as of January 5th. And the things I have seen, I think it is The Notebook.
Yeah.
I love The Notebook. I really do. It was in my top, I think it was 6 of 2022. 5 or 6 of 2022. I love the music. I love Joy Woods. I love Ryan Vasquez. I love John. It's very, and I also like, I am not, and I never was like a Notebook girly in high school or college. Like I never was like into the movie or the book. Like, so it really surprised me how much I loved it. So yeah,
I love the movie, and I think that sets some expectations.
Because it's not the movie. It's not based on the movie.
Yeah,
No.
I hate the movie. So
They don't have the film rights.
No, they have the book rights. It's based off.
Yeah.
It's based off the book that inspired the film. That's what it says
right.
on the art. The book that inspired the film, which is my favorite workaround I've ever seen.
So good. Oh, that's so good. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Based on the book that inspired the film.
That's so good. I do think that's a safe bet. What else do we think will get nominated for Best Musical?
Days of Wine and Roses.
Really?
I think I think it's the strongest.
I haven't seen
show
it.
of the year.
I also think when it comes to the Tony
Wow.
pool of people voting for Tonys,
Yeah,
like Days of Wine and Roses, when I saw it off Broadway, it was just not my thing, and not because of the show or the quality of the show, just because it is a really, really depressing, bleak show. But it's based off a movie that is apparently very beloved, an old movie that people love. It stars
Never heard of it.
Just as depressing. Stars 2 of Broadway's favorite talented people playing roles that they never really play. You never see Kelly O'Hara or Brian in these kind of like very dark roles. I don't think it'll win, but I do think
I don't think it'll win either. But I do
yeah.
think. I think too many of the shows start to blend together in terms of like style and I don't know. But I also think The Outsiders gets a nomination here.
Yeah.
And
I think
Limpika. Yeah. Those 3 though are my only sure things, and then Limpika on the grounds that it fixes itself.
And I'm gonna say The People's Choice, The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
I think you're not wrong that Gatsby, like, there's room.
Well, because I think especially because I think shows like, not that Gatsby isn't also great, but shows like Here Lies Love, shows like Harmony, How to Dance in Ohio will have been, by the time we get to nominations, sadly will probably have been closed for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think when you get there, you look at what's open, and I think it's really hard to put your money at a show that you're like, by money I mean votes, hypothetical, at a show that is, and also the thing about The Great Gatsby, which everyone knows, is that yes, it is Broadway bound, but that is not where it is life will live. This production of The Great Gatsby at Imperial Playhouse will play at every high school in the country, will play at every regional house in the country. It is made for licensing. It is coming to Broadway. Again, I don't know anything from anyone legit. This is my theorizing. It is coming to Broadway so it can put Broadway's The Great Gatsby and it can license everywhere. And I think that's great. Like, I don't think every show needs to come to Broadway to like be like Broadway and then we are done. I think this is when you go to see the whatever Iowa high school production of Gatsby, you're going to see this production of The Great Gatsby, and we're going to have a year in like 10 years, I'd say like 2032, we're gonna get a whole Jimmy category of all Gatsbys and all Daisies, and that's gonna be the whole Jimmy. It's gonna be a whole Jimmy's number of every Gatsby and every Daisy.
And the one really sassy Jordan that made it through.
Right. And
yeah, I do not want to hear 16-year-old boys try to sing that song.
Right,
God.
but like that, but you know it. Like you can already can picture it. You can picture the stage of all the little Gatsbys from all across the country.
It's gonna be the new Wondering. Everybody's gonna sing it.
Oh,
yeah, like literally, like you're gonna get like, and that is gonna be like, it's. I just think like when I saw The Great Gatsby at Paper Mill, I was like, this is gonna, and again, I don't mean this in a negative way. I'm like, this is gonna be the High School Musical forever, in a way that like high school should get to do cool shit. Like,
yeah,
I would have loved to have done The Great Gatsby in high school.
Could you?
With this score, yeah, same.
Like what?
Same. I'd want to dance. That'd be so fun. Yeah. Love it. Okay, wait. So our winners, I guess we all say The Notebook. I'm going to say Hell's Kitchen.
What?
I was waiting for Kate to have a meltdown. I am saying The Notebook.
If Hell's Kitchen even gets nominated.
I'm going to say Hell's Kitchen.
I'm saying The Notebook.
Just to be an agent of chaos.
But with all of it, like, again, so much can change. I feel like I could see The Wiz and be like, it's going to sweep everything. Like, haven't seen The Wiz yet, so I don't know. But like, I feel like I could see it and be like, that cast is incredible at what, whatever. I was in The Wiz twice, so I have a lot of, I was in The Wiz in middle school and in high school.
Edit that out.
Yeah.
I assistant directed The Wiz, and I thought that was bad.
No, my high school, my majority white Rye High School in Westchester, New York State, decided that The Wiz was the perfect musical to do for high school in 2005. You know how many people of color we had in it? One. We had one person of color. She was one of the Yellow Brick Road. She was part of the Yellow Brick Road.
No.
She wasn't even Dorothy.
Four Yellow Brick Road. She was one of the Yellow Brick Road. She was a very good dancer.
What were you?
I was a crow.
Wow.
I was a munchkin, and I was a featured crow.
Work, Ashley.
Wow.
We're learning so much.
My middle school production, I will give it. Our music director was black, and it was an all young white little middle schoolers. And I think he was like, So one year he did Once on This Island, and the next year he did The Wiz. And I'm pretty sure he's like, I am educating these Westchester white children. And I
honestly work.
Right.
I respect that.
High school, Miss Candace Tracy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wow.
But,
okay. Give me your final takeaways and hot takes. Anything.
My hot take is that if any other new musical that is better than all these musicals comes in, it would just sweep. It is a really interesting year because I don't think these shows are all bad at anything, but I feel like the last couple of years we've had like a Kimberly, we've had like a show that like Moulin Rouge, like we've had the show that feels like it is going to come in and just win. And this, even Hadestown, like we're like, this year, it could literally go to nothing would really surprise me. And so I think that, like, again, I don't think it's not coming. I have heard, mixed things, whatever, about Boot, but like if a show that comes in with a lot of like, that's what's weird about this year is that if there's no front runner in the way that I think in previous years, there was like some intrigue, but mostly there was like a pretty strong front runner.
Especially with new musicals.
That's what I was saying. I would say for Revival, Merrily, I think is the very clear front runner when it comes to almost all of these categories.
Except for Sunset, if that happens.
Yes.
Sunset sweeps if it comes.
Oh, God. Yeah.
My biggest hot take is that if Hell's Kitchen gets a book nomination, I am quitting theater in general.
My hot take is that if Hell's Kitchen fixed its book, it could sweep.
I agree.
Yes,
I agree. I maybe it's me of little faith. I think it's coming to Broadway way too fast.
I completely agree.
You could take that sentence and you could put it after almost every single show.
Every show.
I'm very curious what happens when Gatsby, like if Gatsby and Great Gatsby are running at the same time. That being said, and like I've said this to everyone.
I don't think it will.
Well, no, but like everyone who complains about Gatsby or the Great Gatsby, whatever, I'm like, guys, if I'm sending my parents to a Great Gatsby adaptation, I'm not sending them to Florence and the Machine's Great Gatsby adaptation. Don't get me wrong. I am so excited about Florence and the Great
Same.
Gatsby.
That one's
But
for
if I'm
me.
sending but if I'm sending my parents, my grandparents, my friends from out of town who don't know anything about Florence and the Machine or Rachel, like, I'm like, go see the one that you're going to be like, oh, that was great. Like, because my parents don't care. Like, they don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't know. I could send them to Hell's Kitchen and they'd be like, that was great, because they don't know what a good book is. They don't know what a bad book is. They just,
Yes.
but they could not tell the difference. So like, again, like, everyone could I'm just like, I'm like, Gatsby, we've talked about this before, but like, when Eli made that video and was like, Great Gatsby doesn't know what it is, I'm like, Great Gatsby knows exactly what it is. You might not like what it is, but it knows what it is. And I think that's the difference there. There are lots of shows that don't know what they are. The Great Gatsby does not have that problem.
If I were in theoretical marketing and creative team conversations over the past week with a theoretical Broadway transfer, I guarantee you that every single person on the team, from marketing to creative to like design, every single person knows exactly what this version of the Gatsby is and who we are trying to sell it to.
Yeah.
And those were our 2024 6-month early Tony predictions.
For musicals.
I can't wait to see for musicals only. We'll have to come back and do a play edition.
Plays are so much harder.
I know, plays are this year's. I can't wait to
Brutal.
plays. But I also feel like I have more of a. I can talk more. Like, I feel like I have more of an idea about plays than I do about musicals in a lot of ways.
But see, I've seen all the musicals except for 2. I haven't seen half the plays. I have no idea what Mother Play's even about.
Very true. I keep forgetting.
We may have to do like a 3-month early Tonys. Like, we may have to do March or April, re-record this. Or not re-record this. March or April, do March. Let's do plays in March.
That works for me.
Ashley, get such a good hat too.
Yay! And I gotta go walk the dog. Okay, you guys are the best. Thank you.
Bye.
You're awesome.
Yellow stars. Bye.
So fun.
Bye.